So when it comes to office consultations, because Peggy wants to have people come here, then go show them. Well, if I don't get out of work until 6 o'clock, so I'll be there at 6:30 so you can go show us the house at 7:15. Okay, but by 6:30, everybody in here knows nobody's at the office anymore. Except Peggy. Well, for the most part, let's say it's a Saturday afternoon. This is a ghost town. Right. Nobody's here. You know what I mean? So it's daytime. It's 3:30 in the afternoon on a Saturday. It's probably going to be kind of a ghost town. All right? So how do you set this up and still keep yourself safe? So you want to give the impression that you are not alone. And that comes with you setting the appointment over the phone. Oh, okay, so you want to meet at 3:30? All right, I've got an appointment at 2:30. They should be done by about 3 or 3:15. That'll give me a chance to have a cup of coffee, and then we can meet at 3:30. And then I know that Joe has an appointment at 3:45, so we'll just have to keep it down. I won't tell my good jokes. Is that okay? Something like that, where it's like, oh, okay, again, you're shrinking their window of opportunity. You don't want them to be able to plan having this attack strategy. Because if you're like, yeah, there's somebody else in the office that'll have an appointment at the same time, so, we'll just have to keep it down. We'll just be in my office. And they'll be like, oh, okay, cool.
Just be aware, right?
So another one is, I love using big open conference rooms like this for one-on-one meetings. You have lots of areas that people can see you. You have them sit on this side of the table. You sit on that side of the table. Again, you usher them to where they go to sit, and then you sit closest to the exit. That way, if they get up and try to do something stupid, you can get away faster. Smartphone app, again, you can set that alarm on your phone. So if you know you're going to have a 30-minute consultation, set that on your phone. The red file, you can reach in your bag and be like, once you're starting to get that kind of uneasy feeling, use your phone to be like, oh, give me just 1 second, I've got a call. Leave them here. Leave them here. Go. And then shoot them a text. You know what? I'm so sorry. Something came up. I had to leave the office. There's an emergency at home. We're going to have to pick this up another time. Leave. If you are feeling uncomfortable, if you are feeling like this isn't the right situation, this is the wrong person to be sitting in front of, go away. Use your phone. Pretend you got a phone call, or just be like, oh, my son just texted me. Give me a second. Step outside and then just keep going. Because know what your objective is. Your objective in a confrontation is to leave, to get away. Your objective is not to win a fight. You're not trying to beat this person up. You're not trying to get your arm raised at the end of a match. You're trying to wake up tomorrow. You're trying to not have them get your personal house keys and come rob your house. Just leave. What? I heard somebody talk. If you have something to say, I would love to hear it, because there's all kinds of fun stuff to talk about with this. So, practical self-defense. I have 2 videos. Yes?
Just a quick note. I remember about 1994, this guy came into the Prudential office where I was sitting, and he said he wanted to look at houses. And he had this whole story concocted about being an ex-player for Pittsburgh Steelers. Guy was stocky, built like you, wearing a lot of gold chains and stuff, and something just didn't feel right. It turns out I tried to run credit on him and everything else, but he was going around to the different offices just trying to get to see houses and stuff so he could literally case them.
Yep.
Wow.
And he went to this whole charade of backstory. Oh, he used to play for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Had his knee, his knee was blown out. That's why he's not playing now. And
full-on con man.
I mean, literally I guess it wasn't just at Prudential. He had hit a number of different offices,
right,
with the same gig. So
it's a big reason why you want to cyber stalk somebody.
Absolutely.
Don't ever just take their word for it. Right, yeah. That was when it was like AOL, like the little key would show up and it was like ga-gong, ga-gong, ga-gong. So I kind of ran into this at the beginning of it. So know your objective, okay? Know what you're trying to accomplish in that situation. Big misnomer when it comes to actual physical self-defense. I've been in a lot of fights, whether it be professional or not. So the number one thing that I hear from like women in particular when it comes to self-defense is, I'm just going to kick him in the balls.
I'll be with you in a second. Hello?
Terrible idea.
It just pisses me.
Yep, terrible idea. I promise you that if I want to hurt you and you kick me in the nuts, I'm still going to win. It'll hurt me for probably the next couple days, where like I'll have to sit gingerly and like my stomach will hurt a little bit. But for the most part, I'll still be able to do whatever it was that I was intending on doing, unless you break something down there. But most people don't generate that much force with a kick to the groin. Right. Okay, so take that out of your arsenal. If you think that that's your go-to, like if things get crazy and they grab a hold of you, you're going to be like, ah-ya, and win. Take that out of your arsenal. Soft tissues.
Eyeballs.
Soft tissues are your best friend. Throat.
Yes.
Anybody in here, if you hit me in the throat when I come to get a hold of you, it's going to make me go like this immediately because I can't breathe. And I don't care who it is, they have to breathe. If they can't breathe, they can't do anything. Okay? Eyeballs. You go knuckle deep in somebody's eyeball. And that's gross, and I'm sorry, I don't want to make anybody grossed out in here, but if a guy gets a hold of you or a girl gets a hold of you and they intend on doing bad things, you go to the bottom of your thumb as far into their eye socket as you can. Yeah, it should make you a little uncomfortable. She's like, and I'm done. I didn't sign up for this. So I say thumb because you can get a hold of the side of their head as you do it. It gives you leverage. Going back to the first bullet point, know your objective. If I go in their eye socket and they go, ah, I'm done, I'm gone. I'm out. If I pop you in the throat and you do this, I'm gone. Know your objective. I need to get away from you. So I'm going to do something to you quickly to make you let go of me so I can get away from you. And then all the other bullet points come in. Know your exits. Have an exit strategy. Know the neighbors. Right? When you yell for help, don't say help me. Okay? Because that's going to make people grab cell phones and come see what's going on.
Right.
Things like fire or my baby make people come. Okay? So paint the picture. You're at a private showing that you showed up to early. You parked correctly. You opened all the windows. Right? So good, beautiful breeze going through the house. You've already seen some neighbors as they're walking around. Somebody goes to attack you. For whatever reason, they get you to the ground and you start screaming, my baby, my baby. The windows are all open. They can hear you now. And I promise you, if you're sitting in your living room and you hear my baby, oh my God, help me, my baby, you're going to go see what's wrong with that baby. Does that make sense? It's a pretty effective strategy. So, practical self-defense. I have 2 videos to show you. And like I said, I might be a little biased. I've been doing jiu-jitsu for a while. So they're both jiu-jitsu related. The first one is probably my favorite ever. That was the first choke I ever taught my wife. And yeah, it is literally that simple. Because their natural reaction, as soon as you turn and pull, they'll be like, oh, and they'll start pushing you, which is the worst thing they could possibly do because they make it tighter. And seriously, it takes less than like 7 seconds and they're asleep. And they'll wake up with the worst headache they've ever had in their life. So this next one, this is a woman that was robbed or attempted robbed by this guy, and she just caught him in an armbar. 2 of the simplest moves you can learn in jiu-jitsu. And she is like, how dare you? That is my purse. And every time he tries to get away, she's like, no, I'll just tighten your arm up. No.
So is she twisting his arm?
His arm is straight. She's doing a wrist lock.
Oh, God.
I don't think he's going to try to steal a purse anytime soon. And she's just casually holding the arm. So, now, the first one is much more realistic to day-to-day life. The second one is a little bit more advanced, and I apologize if it's a little too graphic for people. But one of the best parts about utilizing jiu-jitsu is it negates the size and strength factor for the most part. That's actually why it was designed. If you look into the history of Brazilian jiu-jitsu and the origins of Brazilian jiu-jitsu, it was designed by the Gracie family, who are smaller in stature. And it was utilized in order to make an even playing field when it came to street fighting. So, yeah, huge advocate of jiu-jitsu, especially for women. All of my kids do it. I've taught my wife. She won't go to a class because she's like, I don't want to roll around with sweaty people. So I have taught her some stuff. But in terms of like just general female self-defense, it's extremely beneficial. If you have specific questions in regards to it, call me. I'd love to help you with anything you have. Yes.
I'm not going to say how many, but I've had experience with people on drugs that absolutely felt nothing. Unbelievable. And I almost died from it, but I returned the favor.
Yeah.
But, I could have been dead. 2 of them at about 240 each, but nothing bothered them.
Right. Which is exactly why I say don't kick somebody in the groin. Because pain is different. Where, like, what this lady is doing, it's joint manipulation. So he's yelling and screaming because it hurts, yeah, but he literally can't move his arm. What she did, cut off blood flow and made him unconscious.
Hi there, Steve.
Hi.
But you know what the problem is when it was all over, I had to file charges against them because they were so badly beaten up.
Right.
But they didn't feel anything at first.
Yeah.
Some of the moves that you talked about, I had to do.
Yeah.
Desperate.
Right. So that's the thing is the idea is to
You'll need to unlock your iPhone.
protect yourself.
It's a brand new phone. I literally got it yesterday.
Push the button. You want to protect yourself without getting into a fist fight.
Right.
You know, because that's not conducive to anybody.
No, I don't want to grapple with a man anyway. I mean,
Right.
just by the sheer, a smaller man than me is still going to be stronger than me because of the testosterone. I don't want to grapple with them.
Right.
I don't. I want to get the hell away from them.
Exactly.
So, yeah, you're right. It's injure them or hurt them enough that you can get away.
Yep.
Really, that's the main thing. You live to see another day.
Exactly.
I apologize. We got a webinar starts at 1.
Yep.
So,
That was the end of my time. So, yeah. If you guys want a copy of the video with the slideshow, we're going to put it on our Facebook page, whisselway.com. So if you want a copy of all of it, it's going to be all up there for you guys to use and review and whatnot, and my contact info. So if anybody ever has any questions or needs anything, feel free to give me a call. Thanks so much for coming today.